What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at my first parts car for 2024. And guys, this thing is pretty beat. I'm not gonna lie. It's in pretty rough shape, but it does have some nice parts, and I did get this thing for a steal. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and hop into it. And also, before I hop into it, this actually used to be my buddy's car, and he sold it in really good condition. And it looks like this now. But don't let it fool you. It does have some good parts, or for at least what I paid for it. I haven't heard the motor run. We're gonna go ahead and get into all that and see if she fires up. It might. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think it's gonna fire up? I don't know. It is a Honda at the end of the day. All right, guys, here she is. Ugh. Man, this thing is super trashed. My buddy used to own this car, and it was nowhere near in this shape. It was very clean. This car is just absolutely trashed. Absolutely trashed. Get that. Passenger door is in all right shape. Brother, like I said, guys, this thing is just absolutely trashed. The door panels used to be mint, so I'm sure you guys will be able to tell that from the before and afters. And this is just a couple years down the road. I mean, look at all this wiring. This all goes to the map sensor. Look at this throttle cable. Look at the zip tie. I mean, there's a ratchet strap hooked to the front of the transmission that wraps around the intake manifold and hooks to the other side of the subframe. What's that? Yeah, I really have no idea why that's there. As you can tell, I got a valve cover sitting on top of this thing here. This was the original valve cover that came on the car whenever I bought it. I did pull the valve cover off before I bought the car. I did pull the valve cover off before purchasing this car, obviously. And the inside of the head is actually really clean, which you guys will see that here soon. But we're gonna pull this motor out. Well, first we're gonna see if it runs. We're gonna see if this thing runs. Hopefully it does. Look at all this. What's that, brother? I have no idea why that's there. The car used to have an innovative, I mean, it still got it, but it wasn't tampered with. It had an innovative alternator relocation bracket, and now it looks as if it has been slightly modified, to say the least. I got a really good deal in this thing. I got it for cheap, and it was local in my area, and so we're gonna try to make some money off of this thing. It does actually have a couple nice parts. I mean, of course, the swap, it does have a Prelude SI transmission with a H23A blue top. And that's a JDM motor for you guys that don't know. It also has a Block's S2000 clutch master with the stainless line to the slave cylinder. So that is a pretty nice little piece there. And the car also used to have the Jack Spania shifter box, which the guy actually took it out. The car does actually have GSR rear trailing arms, so it does have rear disc brakes. But as you can tell, and this was on the car before when my buddy used to have the car, you can tell the guy had got a little crazy with the blue spray paint. You know, because if it ain't blue, you'll lose.
Got him! Got him!
I mean, he even painted the pad and everything, so that's always nice. And he put some nice stickers, some decals on here. Look at this, guys. Like, literally a fire hazard. But yeah, so I'm actually gonna leave that off. But we are gonna try to start this thing. I just got my battery all charged up, so we are gonna throw the battery in this thing and see what happens. Hopefully this thing fires up. But before I do that, I am actually going to clean this thing out because it is disgusting. I'm gonna throw some gloves on and pick through all this junk. And there's a really nice razor blade right in the dash. So that's not sketchy at all. Don't let me forget, look at that. Wow. Looks like he ripped the mount off and then JB welded it back on. So yeah, that's always really nice. Timing belt does seem a little loose. I did go ahead and throw some fresh oil in this thing. So it did literally, the car, it had like 8, or I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it was like 2 inches above the top dot with oil. So I'm assuming this thing had like 6-7 quarts of oil in it for whatever reason. But anyway, drained that out. Put some new oil in it. It also was missing this vacuum line. That's why it's so long. I had one laying around and I didn't want to cut it just to fire this thing up. But the car does have an AEM fuel rail on it as well. And yeah, guys, look at this. I mean, look at that. This is crazy.
That shit is crazy. I really don't like that guy.
This is just nonsense. I mean, this guy's a villain. I'm not gonna lie. Like, man, wow. And this car used to be in such good condition, and this thing it's done now. I mean, it is done. Wow, that guy really messed this thing up. But it does have some good parts. We had put the EX lower control arms on this thing because it is a DX. And we put the EX lower control arms on this thing so we could have the front sway bar. So it does have the front sway bar with prothane bushings and all that good stuff. GSR rear trailing arms. So that's nice. The guy did kind of get creative with the blue spray paint. So that's kind of whatever, but all this stuff can be cleaned up. And I mean, for what I gave for the car, I mean, I really can't complain. I could almost make my money back just off of the GSR trailing arms themselves. Well, maybe if they wasn't painted blue. Shout out this guy.
You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I did find some all right stuff in the car. Here's the rest of the timing cover. It's actually not broke, so that's nice. Got an assortment of mounts here, and you already know every one of them things is eBay. I mean, there's not a brand on any of these mounts. All the brackets, the ones in the car. I mean, this guy's got he had like 2 or 3 sets of just eBay mounts. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this garbage. I guess you could say that this is a nice find here. It's obviously an eBay throttle body. All right, well, I'm not even gonna say eBay. Chinese, unbranded. I like eBay. You can buy good stuff off of eBay. You don't have to buy this bullshit right here. But that might actually come in handy because I might throw it on here, you know, just because I'm sure it's better than whatever this guy has going on with this thing. Oh, whoa. I don't know why I just grabbed that like that, but dude, look at that. What the hell is wrong with this thing? I did get the car somewhat cleaned out. The shifter base plate is still in there. I'm still gonna grab that, but I was gonna wait until I jacked the car up. I didn't vacuum it, obviously. I'm not vacuuming this nasty thing. 2 bags of trash. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys this. Look at that. Look at that. Dude was creative, man. I'll give him that. I did pick up 2 gallons of gas. I feel like this thing's like literally out of gas. I did like turn the ignition on. Well, what's left of the ignition. This is actually how you fire the car. You just put a screwdriver in the back piece of the ignition here. Assuming it works. I haven't tried to start it, but I did turn the ignition on and the gas needle is literally all the way at the bottom. And this thing has been sitting for a while, so I'm sure what little gas is in there is bad. So, I mean, look at how you got to give the guy credit. He was really creative. I mean, he was really trying something with that. Oh, yeah, you already know Need for Speed Most Wanted, boy. Hoonigan. How many Hoonigan stickers? Somebody tell me. We got 1, 2. Somebody tell me if you see any more Hoonigan stickers. Punisher, yeah. K&N, mm-hmm. Wonder Woman. Hoonigan, 3. 1320 Performance. Honda. I believe this one was actually on the car before he sold it. Little mad clown looking guy. Oh, 4, Hoonigan. Pow. Yeah, those were not on there. Blue Lives Matter, which they do. 5. Oh my gosh, bro. Or did I count that one already? No, I don't think I did. 6. 6. Look, almost missed it. Man, what is going on? What is going on here? 7. Oh my God. Yo, hold on a second. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. And the monster sticker used to be on there. I mean, guys, if you guys are doing this to cars, just stop. Just stop. Just please stop. This is this is crazy. I mean, this is unbelievable. So this thing does still have the tail lights in it, so I'm obviously going to pull those. I did find a Honda radio. No idea if it works or not. With the faceplate, climate control, armrest. It does have a big gash in it on the passenger side here. Let's go ahead and get into trying to start this thing. There's a couple things I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this ratchet strap off. Hopefully the motor don't fall out from under this thing. I don't know. Let's just try to start it up and let's just see what it does. I am going to cut this ratchet strap off and kind of go around this thing for a second and make sure there's no more crazy wiring like that. But man, this thing, I mean, I don't know what, I mean, what was it? What's the goal here? You know what I mean? I mean, what are you doing here? Anyway, before I stroke out on this thing, man, this thing's giving me anxiety just looking at it. Either way, I mean, even if the motor's not good, I have a couple of these H23As here that's actually gonna go into this thing. Doesn't look like it though, does it? But I have a couple of these things. Also, shout out James. If you're watching this, sorry bro, but I did borrow the wires off of the H22. I do have his H22 over here. I did plug the wires that came off of this car in it just to block it off. H23A1. It's just a little dusty, but man, this thing is super clean. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and get into this. I had the ECU that I actually got with this car, kinda. I had to buy it separately off of the guy. Imagine that. But I do have it plugged up here. It's a chipped OBD1 ECU, so I just went ahead and made a base map real fast for this thing. Getting all the parts off the top of this thing so we can get it started. So I did go ahead and throw a base map on the car. Hopefully it'll run it good enough. Oh, almost. She runs. Oh, it's rich. Whoa, look at that timing belt. That thing is crazy loose. She's not running great. It's got a misfire. Okay, what's going on here? Ah. Whew, let me open the garage door. That's... Okay, we do got a little bit of a fuel leak here. All right, let me pop this off, put a gasket on this, and let me swap this spark plug out. And let's see what we got. God almighty. God, look at this spark plug. All right, guys, so we're back in the car. Gonna give this thing another shot. We got the new plug in. Let's see what she'll do. Does sound a little better. All right, guys. Well, after swapping the spark plug out and trying to get it to run again, and you guys seeing it do the same thing, I still didn't fix the O-ring on the fuel pressure regulator. Because obviously we're not having some action going on in this cylinder, so I'm more concerned with that. But just did a compression test.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's not good. Judging by this spark plug here, I don't know what happened. Maybe that piece of the spark plug had fallen off of this and it's in between a valve. That is possible. Not letting a valve close, barely any compression. Either way, guys, like I said, I do have two H23As, so it's not a huge deal to me. Like I said, I got a great deal in this car, and these H23A blue tops are kind of hard to find, and they have a crank with a longer stroke than the other H22s and whatnot, and F20Bs and all that good stuff. So they make their torque a lot faster. They make their power in general a lot faster. I really like these blue tops. So it definitely won't hurt to be able to save a crank. If it's something bad, I'll just use it for parts for myself, because I do plan on putting this H. I got some stuff I'm not going to say, but we'll have to crack the motor open. Nothing too crazy, but I do want to throw a shot on this in this hatch. So I have a feeling I'll need some spare parts here. I'm not going to further diagnose this thing in the car because I'm just tired of looking at this. I'm just going to pull the swap out of this thing and further diagnose on a motor stand. Let's go ahead and get this thing ready, get this swap out, and get this piece of shit out of here. What's going on, guys? As you can tell, I now have the car out of the garage. Thank God. I'm gonna show you guys its final resting place. There's still a couple more parts on the car that I am going to strip. I just needed it out of the garage. I had to work on my daily. Here's a lot of the parts that I did already pull. It had a Blocks S2000 clutch master, K-tuned stainless line, so that's nice. I do have a 5-speed pedal assembly here as well. It needs new pads. It had aftermarket pads, and this one was like glued on. So yeah, it needs new pad coverings, which I do think I do have a pending sale locally on these and the line here. Also snagged the fuse box, the ignition switch. I'm gonna use these plugs. Those are always nice to have. Interior fuse box, a chipped OBD1 ECU, some eBay 70mm throttle body. This is a cool find right here, guys. OEM CD player. I have no idea if it works. It was just unplugged in the car. But we also got the climate control, H-series timing cover, the cluster, which is actually kind of low mileage, some super beat alternator, a Megan Racing test pipe. And this thing is actually really nice. We got the evap charcoal canister here. Super dirty middle console. I'm gonna try to clean that up We got some plastics and some speaker covers. And now we have our H23A out of the car. Gonna lift this thing back up, get the transmission off of it, and I'm gonna dig out my motor stand from over there. Also, guys, don't mind all this red you see kind of on everything. That's powder coat. I just powder coated a couple parts for somebody here locally the other day, and I have yet to clean all this up just yet. But like I said, I'm going to lift this thing up with the cherry picker, put this thing on a motor stand, and further investigate this thing. I'm really hoping that it's something not that serious. Regardless, I'll definitely be able to make my money back on this thing, so I'm not really worried about that. I was kind of just hoping to really come up on a good run in H23A. But I still got hope. My fingers are crossed. I'm hoping this thing is out of time and maybe bent some valves or something else. I don't know. But we are going to further diagnose this thing, so I'll probably just do that in another video. Let me go ahead and show you guys, because there's still parts on the car. Shoo. Yeah. God almighty. The daily is just beautiful. Like I was saying, guys, car is up here behind my garage. Oh, just a little bit of rain on the lens. This is also why the car isn't completely stripped, is because it's been raining, and this is where I plan to finish stripping it. It still has the complete front subframe, which I'm definitely going to pull. This is also an EX lower control arm setup, so it does have the front sway bar, and it also has poly bushings on everything. So that's nice. It does also still have the rear disc trailing arms. The panel is shot. We still have the back plastics, tail lights. So yeah, guys, there's plenty of money here. If you guys want to get into parting out cars and making a little money on the side, I definitely recommend it. I like it. If you can come across a good deal, I wouldn't invest in, much more money than I did into this thing, because it is a risk. As you can tell, the motor, don't have compression on one cylinder, but we're hoping that is something simple. So if it is, I'm gonna fix it. If it's not, I'll probably still fix it or keep it for parts, because as you guys could tell, I have multiple other H series engines. I do really like these engines. They're very torquey. Thanks for checking this video out. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time that I upload. We're gonna get started into some really cool stuff here. I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but I will say,
Yeah, boy.
and so that you guys can check out the next video diagnosing what's wrong with this engine. Thank you guys again for tuning in, man. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Peace.